Well, hello, boys and girls. And yes, if I had have realised, I should have got a picture of a pitchfork and put it on my screen, shouldn't I, Adam? It's your favourite grumpy granny from Groggy's Patch, and I am here because it's Wednesday, and I honestly couldn't be stuffed with filming something, so I thought I'd just come on live. And then I thought, I wonder how the boys and girls would feel about if once a week for my Nugget, I actually did come along and do it live. Anyway, let me know, and we'll see how that goes. So hello, Bax. Bax was first in today, which is good. And we have Mary from Arkansas. I have to say that the right way, because it's always for us, when we see the word, we go to say Arkansas, which was what Octo said the other day, but it's actually Arkansas. Who else have we got? We have got Wendy, Tiger for Life. Hello, Wendy. Good to see you. Nice to have everyone in, because I didn't know whether anyone would be in, because like this was just a last minute decision. Octo's in. So I thought today I would talk to you about how to calculate a sell-through rate, because you hear that term a lot. And I think it's something that when you're a beginner especially, you hear it, but you really don't understand it. So, g'day, Jazz. How you going? Oh, you're going to listen to me while you're driving? Ooh, that's a bit scary. Keep your eyes on the road. Yeah, you hear, look, and I know I used to hear sell-through rate and think, well, what the hell does that mean? And didn't really know how to calculate it. So I thought that's what I would explain today in a very simple way. Now, there is a slight problem with it, though, because I can't use myself as an example of what a good sell-through rate is, because a sell-through rate is essentially how fast something turns over when you're in your store, how quickly it'll sell. And pretty much I head for things that are rare and one of, and they're not going to be listed on eBay anyway. So I can't give you a good example. So I asked some friends of mine if they would help me explain what sell-through rate was. So let's see who my friends are. My first friend here on the screen is himself, the octopus, as the little devil today. Hi, Kelly. How you going? Great to have you in. Hi, Larry from California. Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in. I should put you up on the screen here, some of you. Jazz is going to listen on the way home. I will do the chat properly after I've explained the sell-through rate thingy, diggy. And Octo is saying debatable. Yes, this is a disgruntled octopus. For those that do not know, g'day, Jen. Good to have you in. So, using Octo as an example, I asked him what does he set as a good sell-through rate? And he said to me he calculates his sell-through, like when he's out thrifting, he will go for a 75% sell-through rate. Hey, Anthony. Wow, they're all coming in now. Jen, we have Vintage Bonnie from Beaumont in California, and Anthony's also from America. Woohoo. All right, so I'm going to get back to explaining the sell-through rate, and as I said, I will, high flipping for laughs, I promise I will go through the chat properly once I finish, because otherwise I'll do the chat and I won't get to explain. So, Octo says 75%. So how do you know that something's 75%? Oh, I've got lipstick on my teeth again, I think. Must be this new lipstick. Hey, Anthony. So, to make it as simple as possible, if you search for something on eBay and there are 100 of those listed, and then you go to the solds and see, and just remember when you're doing that, it's always in a 90-day cycle when you're doing those searches. So it's going to have had that sell-through rate within 90 days. So it's not a 12-month sell-through rate. It's a 90-day sell-through rate. So essentially a 3-month sell-through rate. So when you've got something that's, so if there's 100 listed and 100 sold, that is a 100% sell-through rate. Okay, good. So in Octo's situation, he's going to be looking for stuff that is the equivalent of if there is 100 listed and only 75 have sold. So that's his idea. He wants to find stuff that is 75% or up for his metrics in his store. So that's Octo's example. So then I thought, well, I wonder what other people do. So I thought I'd ask around a bit. And I asked my friend Brad from Two Aussie Thrifters. So if you haven't subbed to Brad and Jazz, hoot over there, and that's Jazz that was in the car listening to us. Hoot over there and give them a sub and give them a wave and a hey, hi, ho from Granny. And I think Brad, yes, look, Brad's a very good businessman, but I had to ask him it in a different way a couple of times because I needed to dumb it down a bit, like break it down, because Brad has a few other things that he would look for, which I'm not going to go into today. We will do that another day. This is just purely sell-through rate. So Brad said that he's looking for things like, so if he's going to spend a lot of money on something, so if it's a, he's going to spend $100 on something, I need to get my phone because it's all in my phone. So if he's got something that's expensive and he's going to spend a lot of money on it to buy it, let me just go back, he's going to want at least an 80% sell-through rate. Okay, so if he's going to spend a lot of money, if it's a lower investment rate, so if it's cheaper and he's only going to spend $5 on it, he would be happier, just as happy with a 70% sell-through rate. So that's Brad. And he's pretty good with his numbers, let me tell you. Or is it Jazz? Which one of you does do the numbers, Brad or Jazz? Interesting question. I will have to find that out. All right. I have one more friend to give you an example. Oh, yeah, so in Brad's example, of course, if there are 100 listed, then he's going to want to see at least 80 sold. Now, when you're looking at that, if there are 100 listed and there are 200 sold, that's a 200% sell-through rate. Buy it and take it home and put it on eBay and sell it, okay? Okay. We have one more person to show you. Oh, look. It's my new friend, little Blake, my new little podcast partner with his little angel wings. Isn't he sweet and adorable? So Blake has a bit of a different idea with his sell-through rate. So Blake goes for, let me just make sure I get my figures correctly. So Blake will generally be looking for something that's got at least, at the minimum, a 40% sell-through rate. So if he sees there's 100 listed, he wants to know that there are at least 40 sold in the last 90 days. But if he is going to buy something like sports shorts, he will go down to 30% because they're selling competitively all the time. They're selling all the time. Whoop, hang on, boys and girls. Forgot to put my phone on silent, didn't I? Da-da-da-da-da. That was my daughter. You hear that ringtone quite often. That's my daughter. So anyway, back to it. Yeah, so they're the examples that I've got for you of how to work out your sell-through rate. All right, so now I'll go into the chat. I said there's a few messages in here. And then now I can go and actually look and see if anyone's got questions. Let's go. Flipping for laughs, that's where we're up to. Hi, Grumpy Granny. I'll behave, no locker room talk. Oh, I better just, hang on. I better just go back to good old, plain old me, I think. Wasn't that clever of me, boys and girls? That was a little trick I worked out today. I got it worked out how to do that about 5 seconds before the podcast went live. But anyway, it worked. It worked. It worked. Octo says, if anyone is after an old lady, let me know. Oh, pain in the butt. Kelly Lewis is also from California. And this is Anthony's in. And Vintage Vonnie. Jen said, I heard Octo mention about not listing every day. Is it okay to list just the weekdays and have the weekend off, but still tinker a bit with titles? Of course it is. Look, in all honesty, the listing every day thing is more about getting good habits so that if you're not listing every day, it's too easy to not list every 2 days, and then you might only list every 3 days, and you'll finish up like Adam. Yes, Adam. And Adam, books along with stuff, is one of those people, which he'll go for ages without listing and then suddenly realise that sales are slowing down or he's not getting any sales, and then he will have to start listing again. And so it's more about that, getting that consistent habit. So if you are consistently listing Monday to Friday and then having the weekend off, great. What I actually do is I list extra during the week, and then because I actually schedule all my listings. So when I do new ones, they're going into the days ahead, right? So say tomorrow there'll be 10 or 12, whatever, however many. Look, sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 12, sometimes it's 17, who knows? They'll go live. And then the next day I've got some more ready to go. So at the moment I'm going to say a week ahead. I was about 2 weeks ahead, but with all the doing the store reset thing, I thought I would take those listings out and give them a good, zip through the whole, nuclear reset as well. But I've put them back now, and now they'll sit there until they go live. So yeah, that's the other thing you can do and that's what I do. I schedule, but on the weekends, instead of having 10, so I have a minimum go live on a weekday, but on a weekend I only have 5 because, it's the weekend. Hey, well, it's 21 people in. That's fantastic. Thank you all. Flipping for Laughs says, hi, Grumpy Granny, I'll have no locker room talk, much respect. I've got news for you too. I have heard on the grapevine, secretly, there might be going to be a girls' locker room coming up soon. Oh, yes, well, we saw that comment before. What do we got here? What's he doing? Putting in links to his own bloody channel in there, or his own videos. Good on him. Yeah, I guess, because I'm always in them, so you can go over and watch. Anthony, very much how I operate for the most part as well, but I make exceptions. Well, yeah, look, we all do, don't we? I make exceptions for everything because most of my books are, shocking sell-through. Well, they've probably got shocking sell-through rates, I suppose, but they're going to sell it. Well, yeah, not all of them. They'll sell in the end, and a lot of them have very high profit margins, shall we say. Yeah. So Flipping for Laughs says, yo. Oh, yes, he's putting the link in there for Brad and Jazz, 2 Aussie thrifters. Thank you. They have some really good garage sale videos. If you guys, especially you guys from America, might like to see what the Australian garage sales look like. So hang on, what do you call them now? I forget. I'm having a blank moment. I'm old. It's okay. When you go to we call them garage sales anyway, where someone's got the little stall out at the house and stuff. Yeah. And I'm just, oh God, it's just blank right now. And then here we've got Blake's link in there. So click on those and go and subscribe, please. And watch your video and like would be really, really good. Everybody's saying hello to everybody else, which is really, really nice. Oh, look, Bax. We're even saying hello to Bax. I love Bax. Bax is me mate. Driven for Laughs is saying, hi, Octopus. Jazz says, Brad tracks the finance, but we all need to know our metrics. Exactly, we do. And I think for me, finally working out what my metrics what I wanted my metrics to be for my store was a huge turning point for me in growing my business and working out how I wanted to run it. And I think it was, look, I had a couple of days where I'd hardly made any sales and they were really low profit sales. And that was the day I sort of thought to myself, you're an idiot, because it takes me so let's use this as an example, right? 2 pens and they're identical, right? In every way. This one, and look, let's just say they both cost $5, right? This one is comping on eBay for $10. So by the time, and free post. So, like it's not even worth listing, honestly. But let's just say, for the sake of example, I'm going to make $1 out of that. This one, though, is comping for $50. Now, in all honesty, it's going to take me exactly the same time and exactly the same effort to list those two. Should I list this one and make $1 and this one and make the 50, or forget about the $1 one and just do this one, and then after I've done a few more of these, I'll have got enough extra time to list another one? That was my big wake-up call, I think, and that was the first time, not that I knew what it was called then, metrics. That was when I worked out that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have better metrics and have a decision on how I wanted financially my store to run. So at the moment, so I've had a sale today, which is at the lowest end of what I would be happy with. And I will say it is something that I have had listed for quite some time, but it was a Jag tunic, women's tunic. And yeah, so it's finished up selling. I took an offer on it because I have had it for a while. So I took an offer of it for $15. And all said and done, I will come out of that with a $10.84 profit. And I'm okay with that because $10 is my minimum that I want to be making on everything that I sell. I prefer to be around at least the $15 mark, and even better, 20 and above. But that was one of the ones I had today. Octo says, sorry humans, I've been busy trying to report Granny to YouTube for spam. Yeah. Don't think it's me you need to report to YouTube for spamming. Might be someone else. Everyone's saying hello to everyone else. Anthony says, hello, evil octopus. You're getting a quick mention in my next video. Monique, hello, my favorite educator. Okay, I do have something else to educate you all on if you're interested today. So I've been listening to my probably current favorite, analytical YouTuber, reseller, and that is Josh Galt. And I listen to him most days. But he did a very good episode today. And if you haven't subscribed to him yet, go over there and subscribe to him. He's from Canada, actually. So he'll get around all over the place. And he talked today about the fact that, because he's been quite a little bit angry recently about all the stuff that's going on with the platform and how we have to do all this stuff to try and get sales and how things are going wrong all the time. But he had a bit of a change today, and it was really, and I really thought it was great because his thoughts were, and I thought I would give it a mention, because his thoughts were that, eBay's done all this stuff. We can't take it back, basically. We can't go backwards and roll it back to the way it was before things, which was about April, I think they were talking. We can't change it. We have to accept it, and we have to work around it. So if eBay need us at the moment, well, not necessarily they need us, we need to be doing things like the nuclear store reset and stuff like that to get back to where we were with sales. Then suck it up, princess, and do it. Put your big girl panties on or your big boy jocks on and just do it. It is the way it is. We have to accept it. And it's no good sitting here moaning and groaning. We have to accept that that's how it is and we have to do it. Jazz says there are exceptions and caveats to everything, of course. Of course. Oh, we've got more seafood in. The ponderous pufferfish very rarely makes a visit, but here he is. Tide finally comes in and I end up here. Yes, lucky you. Lucky you. You used to be nice to me when Octo was nasty, but I think you've turned a bit nasty like Octo. Anthony says, listing every day will drive more traffic to your store. I'm still terrible at doing it, though. So one of my viewers, Mark, has been asking me, nagging at me. Well, I feel like it's nagging at me to show him how I have. How do I know? How have I proven that doing what I'm doing, that listing every day and doing this reset, how am I proving that that is actually working? Well, my answer today was very simple. And I think I might actually even show you a picture of it, because I was pretty happy. So let me just get it organized, and I will show you. I'm still learning a little bit about this sharing screen bizzo. So here we go, boys and girls. This is the proof of why I can tell it's working. Oh, why isn't it? What happened there? No, we want to go there. Okay. For some reason, that didn't seem to show up. Or did it show up for you? Share screen. Let's go again and have a look. Window I need to go to, don't I? Oh, hang on. I might have closed the window very sillily. Window, share. There it is. There it is. This is the proof for me that it's working, because I normally take the brown sort of tartany looking shopping trolley to the post office every day. Today I had to take 2 shopping trolleys to the post office. So, how can you say that it's not working? That's my thing. When that's happening, how can you say that it's not working? So that's my way of measuring it. Yes, I'm a big believer in listing every day. I just think it's the best you could do. Jazz says, I would switch it. List every day that you can. More quality listings is more. And that's very true, because listing every day, regardless, does not compensate for bad things. But let me tell you something, though, boys and girls. One of the best things about this store reset working for me is a lot of the items that I've had in my store for a while that I had begun to think were bad buys, and I was confused, because I honestly believed that they were good buys. And yeah, the best part about this is that a lot of those things are selling. So it turns out they weren't bad buys after all. How fantastic is that? So I took something off my clothing rack behind me, which starts at number 1, of course, and I just feel like I've still got lipstick on my teeth. Starts at number 1 and goes up, and I took number 20 off it this morning. And I've taken ones lower than that off it recently, which, is great. Bax says, oh, snap, Pitchfork books along with stuff. Yes, he has been. Adam says, yes, I agree. We should be listing more daily. I still get sales, but I just have slow weeks and months. Yeah, okay. Sure. Adam says, we should all have a routine of listing. Yeah. The trouble with Adam is he knows what to do. He does. He knows exactly what to do, because I've given him a good pitchforking before, but he just doesn't do it. And, I've tried to say to him oh, thanks, Larry. Even if he's listing 1 every day, he'll get into the habit of that, and then go on to list 2 every day. It's just that habit thing. Obviously, I'm on 10, except for the weekends it's 5, and that's how it is. Disgruntled Octopus says, thanks, Larry M. I need to beat Granny. Yes, we've got a competition, because someone, when Octo, was on a live stream the other day, opened his big mouth and told the people in the live stream in America, in the US, that if he gets to 1,000 subs before I do, that he's going to do a 3-minute rap duet with me. Or is it the other way around? If I beat him, no, it's the other way around. If I beat him to 1,000 subs, he's going to do a rap video with me. And so I want to beat him. And I'm beating him at the moment, but yeah, we'll see. He's a bit behind me with subs. Flipping for Laugh says, not watching so many reseller videos might make me more money. I'm almost sure of it. Yeah, true. That might be so. But who will entertain you during the day as you list, Chris? Yeah, very true. Who will? Mary says, Coppercat, hello, hello, hello. Garage sales. Yes, yard sales. That's it. We call them garage sales and you call them yard sales. Sorry. I just haven't. Sometimes the brain, when it's thinking of other things, it's my ADHD brain, as I call it. It's always wanting to go wandering off. Car boot sales. Well, yeah, not a lot of those around here. Although I think in Queensland, don't they call them car boot sales? Whereas we don't. It's all garage sales here, where I am anyway. Rob says it's Wednesday. Yes, this is my new thing I'm going to do, Rob. A little Wednesday daily nugget just for a little while. And, like say an hour and have a little chat. I'm going to give you a nugget, which I already have. And then we can have a little chat and people can ask questions. How about that? What do you think about that, Rob? Haha. And you missed all the sums we were doing earlier. We were doing maths. Yes, we were. Chris says, I don't list. That's a secret. Yeah. Anthony says, finally did the store reset, but must have done something wrong. Sales have tanked, had one sale, and they cancelled 2 minutes later. So when did you do it, Anthony? So you've only done the one. When did you do it? That's the thing. You will find it'll take, like it's not immediate, but you'll find within a few hours it'll start cranking up. So it just depends on when you did it. Let me know. Octo says, Brad tracks my finances well. Probably why I haven't taken over the world. That's not very nice. Jazz says, he might be counting your seashells wrong, Octo. That could be so. Could be so. Perhaps he's keeping some of the seashells for his own personal collection instead of putting them in the Octo bank. Hey. Rob says, you'll take it over soon enough. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Most likely, Jazz. Chris says, Octopus, I totally hear the Brian's voice from Pinky and the Brain cartoon every time you comment. Not sure if you have seen it down under. Yeah, I don't know. Might be out of my... Yeah, no. Not that I'm aware of. The Brian's voice from Pinky and the Brain. Or Pinky and the Brain. Is it Pinky and the Brain or the Brain? Let me know, because you've spelled it two different ways so that I can look it up. Hey, Dragon Master's fine. Sorry, missed your comment. When is it out? What's out? What's out? What's out? Anthony says it's not hard to pick up what you like. It's smarter to know how to comp sell-through rate and list stuff that will sell quicker. Exception has to be something that sells for a lot of money. Yes, exactly. And look, I do like. I have, with the clothing, I sort of have a sell-through rate, and I'm going to say mine's about 50%. I haven't got it set in stone because I'm more, for me, because of where I live, it's more about what I can get. And sometimes, of late, I leave the stuff that's not going to sell reasonably fast there. But yeah, it's a little bit different for me, but with all those wonderful books on the shelves behind you, yeah, I don't worry about what the sell-through rate of those is. G Lee from WA. Hey, GG, do you have a video on metrics and how you set yours? No, I don't at all. One thing I haven't gotten to yet. I think that's a good idea. Sometimes I kick myself when I realise the time I waste on low-profit items. Yep. So Jen, who's in the chat, is Will and Sandra, another friend. They're both in the same little chat group that I'm in. And we had this discussion a while back, and it's one of those things. And I mean, you have to decide for yourself. If you're going to spend the same time and the same effort listing two things, is it worthwhile listing this one if you're only going to make $5 off it? And then, that's you're going to make a $5 net profit, right? But that's not taking into account, is that what your time is worth? The $5 profit. And that also doesn't take into account things like your power, electricity, all those basic things that you don't write into that number at the time. So is that worth it? Or do you set a minimum that I have to make a minimum amount of $10 profit on this item? Or mine, yeah. So 10 is my absolute minimum. And as I said, 15 is is the minimum that I want to be at. But occasionally, to get rid of something that I've had for a long time, or if I get an offer, sometimes, yeah, sometimes you're having a slow day and an offer comes through and it's for that lower amount. So you take it to try and hope that that will encourage more sales. So yeah, you have to work that out. So you have to, I think the first thing to do was to actually decide, oh, bit of fluff, actually decide how much you wanted to make in profit from each item. Because one of the things I have found is that people think they know how much profit they're making off their items, but they're actually not. They think they're thinking about it in their head and thinking, oh yeah, I'm selling that for $18.99 free post. I'm probably making about $10. Well, no, you're not. Nowhere near that, because by the time you take out your fees, and if you're promoting and you take those fees out as well, you know, you're really, yeah, you've got to, so you need to know that first. How much is your minimum that you want to do? And then you can work up from there. Anthony says, I just finished the recap portion, editing tomorrow and Thursday probably. Oh, okay. So live Friday for me and Saturday for you. Okay. New video. Cool. Look forward to it. I do too. Anthony does some great videos. I really like his because he explains what he does and why he does it. And I think that's really good. And I mean, I actually do like watching Bins videos because we don't have any bins here. So it is good fun watching the bins videos. But Anthony's a person that he'll see stuff in the bins and he puts it all into his trolley. But he doesn't then go off to the bin just because it's cheap. He doesn't take it all home. He actually price comps it while he's there and leaves the stuff that's too low for him, doesn't meet his metrics, leaves all that behind. And so he might start off with 50 things in his trolley and walks out of the door with 5, Octo says he was the inspiration for the brain. Oh, isn't it shocking? I'm not listening to you. Octopus, perfect in timing. I tried the store reset and it did help for sure. Yes, it did indeed. Now, I'm doing the nuclear version of the store reset at the moment. And this is my 4th day, I believe. Let me have a look. I will have a look and see if it is indeed my 4th day. I'll tell you in a minute. But yeah, I mean, it is quite, I've got a new offer for something. And this is I've sold something since I've been talking to you all too. Yeah, so did I do? No. So today is my, thought I did it. Oh no. So today is the 3rd day. So I've done the nuclear. So I did a reset. The offer keeps popping up in front of me and I can't read the screen. So I did my last normal store reset on Friday. And then on Monday, I did my day 1 of the nuclear reset. And Tuesday, I did day 2. And today is Wednesday. And I have done day 3. And each time my page views are going up every single day, higher and higher. So that is really, really good. I know what to do since I've been following better resellers. You might need to be careful who you follow. Jazz said, I've heard many say that you can make sales without being consistent. And you can, true. But it comes down to this. You don't know how much better it could have been if you were consistent. Yes, Jazz. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yep. Adam, not Anthony, sorry. Adam, are you listening? You should be. Jazz speaks very wise words of wisdom. Graham, hello. Octo, you will beat Gigi. We will see. He's way behind me at the moment. He's a lot to catch up. I have about 630 something subs and Octo only has 400 and something, so he has got a lot. Octo says, I have no recollection of this conversation. Yeah, the conversation about the rap video. Oh, yeah, you do. And it's on film, so you can't get out of it. Yeah, right. I'm not going to try and explain that one. Yes, Jazz does speak very wise words. She certainly does. Make sure you check out our video and vote for me to fire Blake, says Octo. Isn't he awful? Yes, we've got a bit of a poll going because we have a new member in a probationary, as Octo will tell you, member in our podcast, Blake from Life of a Reseller. So we need to know whether we should keep him or not. I think we should. Let's see. Granny saved me from having to do a live tomorrow. Oh, I have not. Have not. Graham says, no car boot sales here. Well, my local football club had one a couple of weeks ago, and I forgot to go, but usually we don't have them. Yeah. I mean, it's rare up in my area to have garage sales. There might be one if someone's moving or something every now and again, but yeah, not very often. Chris says, I'm grateful there's Granny Gang up at 1 a.m. in Florida. You're at 1 a.m., are you? We're at just after 5 p.m. in the evening. And how long have I been going for? 35 minutes. Okay. I'm only giving it an hour now, mind, boys and girls. Can't be cutting into, dinner time and everyone's nights. Rob says, thank the Lord I was not here when the math was happening. It's the moment in my life I dread the most, watching Granny attempt math. Oh, I'm pretty sure I did good today. So there. I talked about percentages, but I didn't talk about return on investment percentages. I talked about sell-through rates. He's always getting on my case because I seem to add things up wrong. Anthony says, late last night, it took me 2 hours to do, finished at 1 a.m. Wow. Are you working hard? Anthony says, clothing is always a slower seller, so are shoes. And clothing is, in my opinion, one of the hardest categories to learn, hence why I pick up so little. Yeah, it's probably... I don't know whether I'm right in saying this, but clothing is probably easier for girls to learn than it is for boys. And I'm only saying that because we are already more aware of certain styles and things, whereas guys don't tend to be. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Jen says, do you mop most things before buying and listing? Do you mop most things? Hard to find books will sell with great sell-through. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean by mop. Or am I having another, minimum price. Okay, yeah. Look, I generally have in my mind, like there's some, so books, look, books aren't, you can get away with a bit with books like you can with denim. I know that sounds weird, but if you've got a book that's not worth listing on its own, you can always lot it together with another book. So it's all is not lost, as long as you're not paying too much for them in the first place. So that's always my thing. I never want to pay too much for a book unless I know. Like I have paid up for some books because I know that they will sell for a very high price. And I'm okay with that because most of my other books are $1 or 50 cents for a kid's book, generally. Yes, Jen says she has set a minimum price now. She learnt the hard way. Yes. And that's probably where you've got to be careful about who you're listening to on YouTube, apart from, you can listen to Grumpy Granny. Because, it's all very well following someone and they're saying to you, you can make heaps of money doing this and selling these paper plates and sell these ones and do this and do that, and you can sell them for this much money, and you're copying what they're doing. But are you really actually making any money in the end? I mean, you need to know that. Octo says, Mrs. Octopus would beat me if I went on a shopping spree at the bins. She certainly would. Anthony says, sometimes I get a bit desperate and make mistakes. There's a sneak peek into my next video. Oh, okay. But that's all you get. All right. So that's what you're talking about before your next video. Oh, well, that's good. If you're showing your mistakes, it's good. It's a nice change for some often. I've got to put my head up over the top of the wider talky thing. GD says, I agree, trying to stick to that $10 profit, but I sell CDs and not always possible. I'm trying to bundle now, but I'm all over the shop. Need a business plan for 2024. Off now, my day job is calling. All right, bye, G Lee. Yes, you do. And CDs are like books you can bundle, and that's the thing. But you need to, And I think it's okay if you change your business plan. I think it's okay to, you don't have to take all the existing ones out of your store and start everything fresh. You can actually leave those there to sell while you get, any new stock you've got. Do it how you want to be going on, and then you'll gradually get around to doing the others. I think that's an okay way to go, because it's impossible if you've got 1,000 items in your store. Wendy says, is the reset something you will need to continue to do? Good question. Don't know. I don't know. The way things are at the moment. So for me, my thought is, and I'm going, this is purely my opinion based on my experience, okay? What's surprising me the most about doing the reset is how many items that have sat in my store for ages. And as I said the other day, I sold a coat that was, it had taken 538 days, I think, to sell. And I can't get over that. That coat has been for like 18 months. That coat's been here. And that's as long as I've been doing reselling. So I can't get over all those things that are selling, and the things that I've had for a while. There were things that I thought were good buys that should sell, but they weren't selling. And I think after something gets to a certain age, it is hidden at the moment. Before all this started to change, every month when the item relisted, because, they only list for 30 days and then they refresh, like they relist. When they relisted, before all this started, that used to freshen them up and they'd get a bit of a hit of traffic. Now, that's not happening. So unless you're actually ending the item and relisting it, it's gone. No one can see it. And the fact is that, I'm sending a hat to America. I'm going to say so far this week, maybe 6 international sales on top of my local sales. So, I'm pretty happy with that. Octo says he's the better. Hang on, I missed that. He's the better broadcaster. Yes. This is the new thing we're going to call ourselves now. We're not going to be YouTubers. We are going to be broadcasters. So I'm a better broadcaster than Octo. Yay! Going to have a vote on it. Can we put a poll in here, I wonder? Commonwealth Picker auditioned and unfortunately wasn't as good as Blake. And look, we did talk to ADH Dave, but we couldn't get him to sit still long enough to actually, go through the interview process. Jazz, vote for Blake. Yes, vote for Blake. He did a great job. And anyone, so Life of a Reseller, make sure you hop over to his channel, because he did drop a new video last night and it's really funny. So go watch. And plus you also learn a bit about him and about how he got into reselling and all that sort of stuff. Anthony says, I lost a sub while I was here. No. What happened? Oh, who unsubbed? Oh, maybe there was someone subbed to you that doesn't like me. And so now, I'll tell you in secret after who it is. I can probably guess. Graham says, I think Blake is a bit thin-skinned. No, he's not. He's a sweetie. He's more thick-skinned than you think. What? I'm not even going. Yeah. Dragon Master Spines. Is that what you were trying to say? I always lose subs when Granny is here. Yeah. Rob's asking what's 4,300. I watched that back this morning, and yes, I said it wrong, but I actually had the math right, but I said it wrong. Okay. Good. Maybe I'm becoming dyslexic in my old age, Rob. Comp. Flipping for laughs. Chris, I just subscribed. Octopus. Oh yeah, okay, good on you. I think she meant comp. Okay, right. Who said comp? All right, we'll just keep going. Oh yeah, Jen meant comp. Yeah. Can't let Granny win. Yeah. She's Granny. She's already won. Yeah. Thank you. I actually watched a couple of your videos this morning with your little hat, with your little cat person, you. Octo says, make sure that you hit the dislike button and unsubscribe button. You're funny. Bye, Julie. Yeah, I was saying goodbye to Julie. Lisa, how are you? Good to see you. Howdy, Granny. Looking great, Gigi. Just saw you dropping in for a bit of a listen at 1 a.m. Crikey, mate. Crikey. Chris says, inventory every 3 months. Inventory and reset is our 2014 goal. Ooh, okay. So turn over your inventory every 3 months. I'm going to be saying that you are saying. Dragon Master's Fine says, I'm almost at 100. Need as many as I can find. Whoa, very good. So, yeah, Anthony's only a new channel and he's almost at 100 subs. So if anyone is here that hasn't subscribed to Dragon Master's Finds, please jump over there and subscribe to him so that he can get his 100 subs. That'd be cool. Salty. Hello, hello, hello. Are you really salty? Well, don't be saying any salty things to me. Chris says, hi, Baubles. That's Lissa. Everyone's saying hello, hello, hello. Yeah, what are all these people doing up so late at night? I'm nearly catching up on the chat. Yeah, Anthony says he's an insomniac. Disgruntled Octopus says we peddle your wares tomorrow, Dragon Master Spines. Let's see if we can get you a couple more. Yes, we will. We have our live stream in the morning, so we will see what we can do in the morning. And Octo's even being nice and saying hello to people. Chris says, I never sleep. Yes, some of us don't. Although I was trying to go to sleep during a recent podcast recording, which we had to re-record because I kept nodding off. And it's Josh Galt's fault because the reason I was so tired was I woke up at 4:30 and I thought, oh, look, I'll just put something with someone talking on the TV so I can listen to their voice, their soothing voice, while I go to put me back to sleep. And because I turned the TV on and put it on YouTube and noticed that Josh Galt was doing his live and I'd never been able to catch one of his lives. So then I got all excited and I finished up staying up from 4:30. So by the time it got, that happened, and then it was obviously a Wednesday morning, and then we did our live stream, and then I went and had a quick bite for lunch, and then we had to record the podcast after lunch, and I was getting a bit tired by then, late afternoon, and having a bit of a nod off. Lisa says, Aussie Octo dear. Hey, that nice. Okay. It's when I am here too. Well, that's good. He's goof. There's Anthony's link for Dragon Master Spines. That you can just click on that. I was saying it to Granny, I'm not sure if she knows what part of the US I'm from. Look, and it's nice that you tell me, but it probably wouldn't make any difference because I'm really bad at geography. And I have actually got one of those scratch off maps, where you can scratch off so that every time I send a parcel internationally, I can scratch off where I'm sending it to. But I was really disappointed with the Americas part, like the whole North American continent of the map. It's all the same color. Like they didn't even divide it up into states. So I need to get a map that I can put on the wall that shows me the states, because really the only states that I know much about, I know about New York, the state of New York, and New Jersey is next to New York. I knew that. And yeah, I did used to know a couple of others because my great-great-grandfather came from New York. So yeah, I'm kind of part American. Yeah. But I'm not very good with all the other places. Octo says, lulling them into a false sense of security. Yeah. Yeah, look, don't blame the wrong Josh. Well, Josh Gold would probably be surprised to hear that someone listening to him got all excited and stayed awake and didn't actually go to sleep. So, yeah, he might be thrilled to hear that. Do you want to put Josh Galt's link in there, Octo, for me, please? Dragon Master's Finds. Granny doesn't even know what part of Australia she's from. I do so. Don't be terrible. Like a bingo board. Yeah. Interesting what's going on down under in summer while sitting here in 38-degree heat. Yeah. Yeah. It's hot today. I've got the air conditioner on, so it is over 30. I can tell you that for a fact because I can always tell. Oh, well, that's 31. Yes. 31 at the moment. It will warm up a little bit more, I think. Dragon Master's fine. Laughing face. Jen says, is it okay to list books that have dark faces in under the cover? I've heard not allowed by eBay. I've covered them. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, dark-skinned faces you're seeing. I think it depends on the context. The thing with being on eBay, if you're going to list it and list it to sell internationally, that is very likely where you're going to sell it to. See, it's okay for us here, Anthony. It's not an issue for us to list it here. It is for you in America, I know. But that's the thing. If I was listing it, I would do something to cover it because my market for that book would be America. And so if that's where you could get a Vero or get it taken down. Not because we're listing it here, but if you're listing it to sell overseas, which is what you would want to be doing. So that's my thought. And look, I reckon that probably the easiest, find the right book if I can. Yeah, so I'm going to say, say if that was the book and that was the people that you wanted to cover up, I would think your best bet is to use that as your main, open it up and use that perhaps as your main image. Or do your image and cut it off there, something like that, depending on the book. So they can actually see the cover and see the title. And yeah. But look, if it's just a vintage book that has, it depends on the context. If it's gollywogs, yeah, not a great idea, perhaps. Yeah, if it's people, it's not. Not an issue. I mean, it's the same with I got a kid's book the other day that I put up, and it had a swatch sticker on it. Well, they're banned here, but like it wasn't. It wasn't the main view of the main thing on the book. It was on a little flag in the picture. I think if it had been the big main sort of thing that you looked at, I would have covered it up. But yeah, I mean, it was written in the 1940s about the war. So, it's relative to that. We can't change our history, and it really annoys me that people try to erase our history. It is our history. I don't know what you're talking about. Lisa says, that's cool, Granny. A lot of Americans think all Aussies are just from the original transporter television. No, I'm not. Well, half of me is, but the other half's not. Yep. So a lot of in actual fact, and this is exciting, in actual fact, I am descended from the Doty family and also from, look, it's gone. Let me think. Anyway, the families I descend from in America are actually come from the Mayfair. So I guess I do come from over the other side of the pond originally. Yeah. But I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, my brother and I have been trying for years. We think it'd be pretty cool if we could become members of the Mayflower Society, because that's pretty hoity-toity, but you really have to prove everything with a paper trail, and that's very difficult given the wars and stuff, like the Civil War and all that, because a lot of stuff got burnt. Yeah. So yeah, he was a sailor and he jumped ship here because it was a gold rush. Anthony says we wouldn't list anything with a black face. Yeah, it's not. Look, yeah. And again, I think it's in context. I think if it's a picture of a couple on the front of a romance novel or something, that's fine. I think if it's a cartoon type thing, think twice. There's Josh Galt's link. Granny's great-grandfather was driven out of New York for stealing a hot dog. Not true at all. Gollywogs, that's a new one. Oh, don't you have gollywogs? Do you have gollywogs? Lisa Yes, America is touchy about that. I've been on eBay since 97, but they really cracked down in the past 10 years. Books you have to cover. So that, tell me this, you guys from America. So when you're saying that, is that like if I had let me find one. So, well, even that book I showed you before with the couple sitting in the boat, if they had dark skin, would you say that you wouldn't list that? Is my question. Or is it only if it was like, say, a caricature type thing? That's what I want to know. That is what I want to know. Oh, I don't know what colour skin she's. What would you consider this one? But she's a. Oh, she's Belgian, apparently. Oh, that one's a ghost. And then, like, because these are quite vintage drawings, but. Oh, looky here. Who was a fan of the Bay City Rollers back in the day? I don't know. Were they famous in America? I do not know. Yeah, I'd be interested. Is it okay to put up a picture of a romantic, like, as I said in this one where they're rowing the boat I don't actually think that's a romance novel, but that's kind of what that's portraying. Jen says the book was about Botany Bay and Australia Aboriginals history. I wouldn't think that should be an issue. Like, I wouldn't. Look, I'll tell you what though, when I have books that are like that, I don't overload my photos with pictures of Aboriginals and make sure that when you do it that their boobs aren't hanging out. Because you can still get a Vero for, even though they're in native dress, you can still get a Vero because you've got nudity on there. Yeah, I show that there are pictures of Aboriginals in the book, but I don't overload my listing with those pictures, because that starts to make it look a little bit overt, I reckon. Octo says, Dragon Masters finds gollywogs were characters in a children's book. They made biscuits of them, but they're all be disbanded. Yes, they are. Yes. Chris says, we can't even sell pancake syrup here. Oh, why not? Why not? Oh, okay. Why is that? Do not understand. Well, it's more like if they were white people who okay. If they have their faces painted to impersonate black people, that would be yeah. Well, yeah, it would here too. Like, not that we would be banned from listing it or selling it, but it wouldn't be in very good taste. Like, a lot of properties sell pretty well. There's always going to be a collector for something like that. Very likely. I've got I've got a book with the gollywogs on the floor. And there's gollywogs usually in the naughty books. If you get the older naughty books, Enid Blyton's naughty books, there are gollywogs in there. Lisa says, Anthony, hi on you. I love gollywogs. Yes, they are cute. They're very cute. And like you can't buy, well, you can buy vintage gollywogs toys like a doll, but they've stopped producing gollywogs. But to my mind, they're a toy. They're something. It's again erasing our history. Why? Mary says, yes, I had a Bay City Rollers poster on my wall at all the albums. Did you have jeans that you cut them off and put the tartan hems on? Girl I went to school with did that. Chris says, blackface is white people painting their faces black. Yeah, and that's, not acceptable. Not acceptable. So, yeah, you're saying your idea of what you're talking about, blackface, is not the same as us listing an Indigenous person. Yeah. Jemima, yeah, exactly. Lisa Zing, what is Lisa Zing? Yes, that was my point. Like, I wouldn't sell it because it was going to someone who was celebrating that act. Yes. I've seen gollywogs for sale around you. Who's making new ones? I haven't seen a new one for a long time. Because it became politically incorrect to have them. Kerry Taylor, I see you finally turned up for the live. Yes. So would anyone like to see the hat that I sold that is going over to the US? I will show you. Here we go, here we go, here we go. So this is the actual hat. And this is an Atari hat. And it like is a limited thing. And because it's still got the, it's good because A, it's in really good condition. And it's still got the sticker on it. And it is vintage. And if you have a look on there, it's got property of Atari on it. And really nice embroidered logo there. And it's sitting on my friend Max. And yeah, embroidery under the visor there as well. And I'm just showing you how I do it with how clean it is inside. Oh, maybe it wasn't vintage, 2011. But anyway, it's very rare. I can tell you. I'll stop sharing that one. And go back here. And then I am going to show you what I sold it for. Oops. If I can control my mouse is what I need to do. Now, I'm hoping these are all in order. Yes, they are in order. Okay, so here it is. It's a Atari pixelated cap, blue logo, white baseball cap. It is quite rare. And I had it listed. I think I started it off at $39.95, which is what I normally would have listed something like this for. But I've been reducing the prices on my things at 1% a day while I've been doing the store resets, just as a bit of a trial. And that seems to have worked because I've reduced it down like, you know, just a bit over $2 and it sold. So it sold for full price of $37.07. And the buyer paid $42 postage, which is my standard base postage. Anything up to a kilo will fit in there. And they paid their sales tax like good little boys and girls. And this was an organic sale, so there are no advertising fees, $11 in eBay fees. And by the time I got my discount from Australia Post and the mammoth cost of goods you'll see over here is $1.08. And I was lucky. I walked into one of my local op shops. I just shop sharing this. Yeah, I walked into one of my local op shops and there was all these hats. And like, I mean, you just don't see that many hats in one place up here. And yeah, I'd say someone had donated their whole hat collection, and because they're all in good nick, you could tell they hadn't been worn. But all said and done, I made a profit of $49.60 on that little hat. So that was pretty cool. Octo, you're so mean to me. Oh, yeah. So, see, I show it and now you think it looks cool. Yeah. Yeah, it was a cool hat. Yeah. I'd had a few lowball offers on it since I'd had listed it, but I thought, no, I know what I wouldn't take under 35 for it because I knew that it was quite rare. Oops, where are we? Back says, very cool Atari cap, modelled by Max the Severed Head. Yes, here's my little friend Max. I talked to him in the photo room. Cool hat. It is, thank you. Bax, I supplied Max, well, part of it. So you say. Bax says, I look forward to the rest of him popping up in other live streams. Yeah. Oh, wait, are those baby hands he used Max's too? Yeah, they are. You'd think when he was getting those hands, he would have, like, got bigger ones, wouldn't you, really? Oh, sorry, yes. Look, I should be calling them thrift stores, just to our international viewers. So, yeah, so look, so there are a few differences in our languages. So op shop's one, which is basically what they were originally called an opportunity shop, which got shortened, of course, because Aussies shortened everything. So it became an op shop. So we only talk about thrifting because the Americans talk about thrifting. We've always gone op shopping. But now, because I'm on social media and I'm interacting with people from everywhere, and see in the UK, they have charity shops. So it's a whole different thing. So you have to, thrifting sort of a more generalized word acceptable around the world. But yeah, interesting. Nuggets. Lisa says, my gollywog pin is enamel from the 40s or 50s. Oh, nice. I've not seen any new ones. The Aussie Nurse Slipper, and I've had wood bubble head toys from the same period. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that would have been when they were all the rage. Oh, Blake. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I should have told you that I was in here, shouldn't I? Look who decided to slither in. It's Blake, love of a reseller. You appeared before, Blake. Don't kill me later on when you watch this back. Um uh Blake says I didn't know I was thin skinned. Cheers, Graham. Yeah, apparently. Lisa says bins are garbage cans. Exactly. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we call them rubbish bins, or just the bins. Like you're taking the bin out means you're wheeling the bin from the house out to the front footpath, for the rubbish truck to come and pick up. Anthony says you don't have to cater to us. I love learning the differences. Oh, like I don't, but I like to explain the differences, like because it's quite interesting. You know, and even how do I explain that? It's not even so much the words either, but there could be words that are the same, but there's a slight different meaning to them, and that slight difference can make a huge difference. You know, like in what you're talking about. It can be rather fun. Oh, I think. Anyway, crikey, mate. I'm remembering I'm saying that every single time I do a live. Blake says, makes sense why I'm confused since I missed the start. Yes, you did. I'll just smile at you sweetly, Blake, and you'll be all fine and good about it. Octo says, Granny and I normally both say both to capture both crowds. We do. Granny likes wearing thongs. Honestly. Isn't he a pain? Well, I have been going for 1 hour and 7 minutes. And I think that is it, boys and girls. And I will see you. Will I do one tomorrow? I'm not. Look, at this stage, there possibly may be a nugget. But, yeah, depends how we go because we've got the live stream. And, it depends on when we're going to record the podcast, I think. If we do that tomorrow or not. So we'll see. If I get time to, I will. If I don't, I mean, I've gotten rid of half of my little death pile. It's not a death pile, it's skewed books. I've gotten rid of half, but I've still got quite a bit to go. So, yeah. Octo says, why did I lose 300 subscribers? I do not know. And we won't do the podcast tomorrow because he's dead. You're doing very good at talking for a dead. I kind of think it's good. I kind of think I've gone away from the idea of doing both on the same day because I think that's half the problem. Like we're all happy and chappy and we do the live stream and we're sort of like, worn out by the end of that. And then we've got to try and spark ourselves up again to do the podcast. And I think we're better when we're fresh. Just my opinion. Anyway, Octo. Bye, everyone, says Chris. Have a great Thanksgiving. We don't do Thanksgiving, Chris, but anyway, you guys have a great Thanksgiving over there. We'll just mosey on as usual. For those in the States, yes, happy Thanksgiving, yes. Yes. Look, I guess my ancestors would have been celebrating Thanksgiving, so maybe does that give me the excuse to also do it here? Maybe it does. Maybe I should think about that. Don't know whether I'll be able to get a turkey, though. See you at Chris's live then. Yes, indeed, Anthony. Dinner time. Catch you all later. Exactly. What's for dinner? And what's for dinner, Bats? Do tell. Octo says it kills us, and we have to make up for Blake as well. Yeah, no, Blake, you're safe. You're going to make it through this week. Yay! We won't be able to fire you because we won't. Well, I guess you could fire you on the live stream in the morning if you do turn up for that. Happy Thanksgiving, all. Great live, Granny. Thank you. And thank you all for coming. I'm stoked that there were so many of you in here when it was like a last minute thing. Oh, and for the Aussies, and look, there's going to be no reason why anyone from overseas can't join the book club, but essentially I'd been asked a while ago, like months and months ago, about starting an Australian book club for us to talk about books that we're selling in Australia. Because I think a lot of the thing is I sell a lot of my books overseas, and so other people want to know what books they should be looking at, not just to sell in Australia, but to sell overseas, and what sort of books are people collecting. So that's got, is a lot of part of what we will do. I am working on that. I'm going to try and get something sorted about that really soon. I'm not copying anyone because all this has been said prior to John the Reseller's Discord group starting up, but they are actually starting up their own book club inside the Discord, which is a little disappointing for me because they knew that I was going to start this book club. And yeah, that I'd already had discussions with some of the moderators in there had sort of put me onto doing it as a Discord, because we needed something we can do video calls, and we can't do them on Zoom for longer than 40 minutes without paying, and I want it to be a free thing. So yeah, that's sort of the way it's going. So yeah, hopefully we'll get something organized, but yeah, just don't be confused. I mean, I'm not saying don't go to the other one, but I'm just saying that's not, if you go to that one, it's not me. That's all I'm saying. Thanks, Wendy. I shall see you later on tonight. Will be good. There's always a reason for overeating. Yeah. Lily says, agree on not being aware of true profit. Some YouTuber we all know who says he makes $350 a day. He sells 20 things and they're all free posts, but never subtracts the cost of goods or post. Yeah. I think there's a bit of fudging going on occasionally. Lisa says, saying crikey makes me tingle with estrogen memories of Steve Irwin. I love that, man. Thanks, Gigi. Awesome to catch you guys. Hope not too appropriate, dear heart. No, not at all. Love it. Can't wait for your book club. Thank you, Wendy. Yeah, no, I can't wait too. Octo says $14.99 a month and we'll tell you what we think. Yeah. Sure thing, Octo. You won't be stuck behind a paywall. So all good. Yeah, exactly. You won't be stuck behind a paywall. And look, if it turns out that it's a place where people want to have other components, like it will start out as the book club, but if someone wants to have a subgroup that's about selling clothes, I have no problem with that. So yeah, I think it'll be good. And we won't be, I mean, it won't take the place of what we do up here. It will not mean that I will be online on YouTube any less. It will not mean that it will be all put inside a group. It'll still be here. So that will be the thing. Alyssa says, I don't do books. I have one that's awesome, 100-year-old history of historical costume. Wow, that'd be great. Fantastic. I'd like to see that. Take it to the next time you're appearing on live, that I'll be there and I can have a look. Be good. All right, I'm going because now it's another 12 minutes since I last said it. And Blake says, yay, clothing group. He can run it. Thank you, Blake. Good. So now it's going to be a book club and it's going to have a clothing group in there if you want to know how to sell clothes. Cool. All right. Cheerio, guys. I shall. Octo says he's already prepared the loop video for our advertisement. He's a funny fellow, isn't he? I shall see you all tomorrow.